So welcome back students in this series of full stack development. So in the previous video we have discussed about the HTML formatting elements. In this particular video we'll discuss about HTML links and hyperlinks. So basically links in HTML is known as a hyperlink, and links are found nearly in all the web applications available on the internet today. So links allows user to click their way from page to page. If you are browsing a page and you want to link a secondary page from that particular web page, so you have to use a hyperlink over there. So you can click on a link and jump to the another document. And when you move the mouse over a link, the mouse arrow will turn into a little hand. So you can find out, let me show you how. So this is basically the Indian government portal. So right now, if you can see, this most search is a normal text, but this birth certificate over here is a link. So if I click on this birth certificate, so a new web page is open. Again, this driving license is a link, this PAN card is a link, and mostly everything on this page is a link. Now for the links we have to use a tag. A tag is basically known for the anchor tag. Anchor tag is responsible for the link. So let me write, this is my, let me write down, this hyperlink is created by me. Let me correct this, created by me, to test the anchor tag. And now in this anchor tag we have to pass an attribute which is known as href equals to. So in this href we have to pass the URL of the next page. And what is a URL? URL basically is the string of a new web page. So let's say if I want to connect with this, the government web portal, so I have to pass this URL. So let me copy this. So this is the URL of the connected page. So let me save this and let's see the output. So this is our page. So you can see it automatically turns my arrow to a hand when I move my cursor over this. Now it is written that this hyperlink is created by me to test the hyperlink, and let's click on this. So when I click on this, automatically my browser shifts to the new website, which is the Indian government website. So this is how a link works. So you can notice one thing, when we click on a link, the next website will open in the same tab. So if you want to open the new website in the next tab, you can pass an attribute as target. Let me show you. So you can pass a target over here and put it into blank. So you have to put it blank, and let me save this and open this again. Let's save this and open our browser again, refresh this. Now if I click on this, the website will open in the next tab. Let me show you again, like this. So this is the target. If you put the target blank, the website will, the new page will open in the new browser tab. So that's how the target works. We can also put links in not only the anchor tag but also on the buttons by passing a event. So let me create a button. So this button will look like, let me show you one example. So let me write down, click me to open Facebook. Let's say this is my button. Let's save this and see the output. So this is our button. So it shows that click me to open Facebook. So let's copy the URL for the Facebook. So this is basically the landing page of the Facebook, and let's copy this down and open my coding window. For button we cannot use this anchor tag, but we have to use a on click method. So I'll write down on click, because for the button we have to use the events. An event is basically anything that happens when a button is clicked. document dot location equals to this location. This is my new location. So let's execute this. So when I click on this button, it will open the Facebook page. So this is how basically links will work with the anchor tag, and second example is how links will work with the button. There is another attribute you can practice. So if you want to show any kind of information about a link, you can add a title tag. So if I write title, and let me show you, this link will open a government website, and let me show you how this title works. So if I move my mouse over this tab, it will show me some kind of information. So it is written that this link will open a government website. So this is basically the title of that link. When I click on this website, it will go to the government website as well. So this is how the title attribute of a link of an anchor tag will work. So next we have the HTML images, and as cleared from the name, images is used for displaying the images over the web page. You can use an image in your button, you can use an image on your web page. So HTML images can improve the design and the appearance of a web page. And nowadays graphic media is evolving so much, so you can use images to produce some kind of infographical content. You can use images as graphs, as background images, any offers, any banners. You can add anything in the form of an image in your website to improve the user interface of your website. So let me show you how this HTML images will work. Using an image tag, you have to write down img. So I'll write img. So img is basically a self-terminating or empty tag. There is no requirement of this closing tag for the img. But in the img tag, you have to pass a source, which is basically the path of the image we have. So let's copy a sample path from the web. Lorem ipsum images. So let's copy this image. And put it down. Let's save this and see the output. So this is the output of that particular URL. So that URL is basically from the Lorem ipsum website, and it is used to show some random grayscale images. So if I refresh this page, it will show you a new image every time I refresh this page, it will show me a new image. We have also discussed some more attributes of this image tag, which is height and width. If I pass height, which is equals to, let's say, 500 pixels, and let's suppose I pass the width, which is also equals to 500 pixels. Let's save this and open the browser, and let's see the output. So it is showing me a 500 by 500 a black grayscale image. So this is what we have discussed in the previous lecture. But now let's discuss then another attribute of this img tag, which is alt. Alt tag, which is alt attribute, is used to pass an alternative of the image. So if the image is not found, it will show you this text. So or any kind of error in the image, automatically this alt tag will appear. So let's save this and see the output. Let's save this. So basically right now the image is working as well. But let's suppose if I just mistaken the URL by something. Let's suppose if I put this a small spelling mistake. In this particular case, the image will not show up, but this alt tag will show, and this alt text will show. Let's check the output. So this is how it will work. So it is showing the 500 by 500 width, but also the text will appear if the image is not found. So this is basically your alt attribute used to show the alternative text on the behalf of an image. So if the image is not found or any kind of fault or any kind of error in the image while loading the image, you will also use the image tag to basically show what is on this place of the image. So in HTML, we can also use a HTML image as a link. Let's show you how we can use this image as a link. So just I have to pass a tag. So to use this image as a link, we have to pass this link in the anchor tag. So I'll write down this in the anchor tag. And as usual, we also have to pass the hash array. So let's suppose if I take Facebook logo from the web. So let's save this logo and use this as a link to go to the Facebook image. So let's open our VS Code and let me paste the link of that image. So let me move that image from my desktop to this folder. So let me move this over here. This is the images.png. So now let me pass this images.png over here. So this is basically source file of my Facebook. Now if I want to click this and I will want to execute the Facebook page. So now let's copy the URL of the Facebook page and pass this into the VS Code and this href. So let's save this, run this, and let's see the output over here. So now if I click on this, it will open the Facebook page. So this is how image can be used as a hyperlink over the HTML website. So also let's discuss another type of link. Open a link. If you want to link an email address, you can also do it with using an anchor tag. So let me show you how. So if you want to create a button for a contact us form or any other form like that, you can easily create a link with a Gmail account. So let me show you how. Let's create an anchor tag. Now let's put a href, and first of all let's say href and write down mail 2. So now here we have to pass down an ID. Let's suppose if I put my ID kuldeep.extec@gmail.com. So let's save this. So if someone want to click on this send email, automatically your Gmail will open up and you can write down or you can compose a mail over here. So this is how you can connect to a email address using the anchor tag. Let me show you the output. So here you can see. There is a button of send email. Basically this is a hyperlink. So if I click on this hyperlink, automatically my mail application will open up, and if I want to choose a mail, you can easily write down a mail. So in the next video we'll discuss about some more useful tags. Thank you so much for viewing this video.